Welcome back with the Ornery Latina. I'm sitting here with my glass of wine, waiting for my arroz con pollo to cook. And today's topic is going to be illegal immigration. I am very passionate about that. This is something I worked long and hard on, and one of the big things that I felt was so important to me is working my way through college, getting an education. And so when I was in Oregon and services for special education was being stifled and cut, and we were doing extra stuff for the illegal immigrants, it was really irking me that we in that state were trying to pass this thing called the DREAM Act. Cheers to that DREAM Act. I mean, gosh, wouldn't it be great to enter in a country illegally, so go to school here and then go to college absolutely free? And who pays for that? I thought this was a liberal thing, so I really bombarded the liberals like crazy, and I actually blocked the DREAM Act legislation. It was filmed on the news, and it was absolutely fabulous, and I had a victory, and I thought, yay! And then guess what? I was at a rally, and I found out I was on the news, and it passed, and then I had an accident. And then after my accident, I left the state of Oregon, came down to Florida, and I went to a Hispanic leadership thing, and I found out down there that Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush support the DREAM Act legislation, and Rick Scott just funded and did this himself before an election, and he barely won that, barely won that against Charlie Crist, who's a complete idiot. So let me explain to you about what the DREAM Act does so that you guys can understand a little bit more what we are dealing with. We don't have a choice. We have Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and both parties have their different ideologies. One, is all about God, and then one is all about gays. I have nothing personal against gays, or illegal immigrants. I think if you want to come to this country, it's great. Get in line, fill out the paperwork, and go about the process like everybody else did. That we don't owe you a living just because you're gay or an illegal alien. You have to do things in a fashion like everybody else does. You have to go about a process. So as a Hispanic woman myself, I embrace immigration. It's really how all of us came to this country. What I don't like is that these illegal immigrants get the Pell Grant help from Barack Obama, which locks up the income for the for-profit schools, and then the people that are teaching about enterprise and how to make money and how to grow money are cut back with their financial aid for their students who come from very middle-class homes, and even from out of the country, to take these online courses and get more of a education that kind of talks and addresses the free market. Well, Barack Obama would love nothing more than to give all this free funding to the illegal immigrants who came here on DREAM Acts. And for you and I, that costs us jobs, because of course the people that are working in the for-profit schools that are guys struggling for work right now are getting cut back on their courses, and the people that are going to those schools from regular middle-class homes are not getting their financial aid. And so it's really thrown the country out of balance. And we can thank Jeb Bush for that, and Marco Rubio and Rick Scott. Thank you, Rick Scott, for being an asshole and selling our country out. And let's keep working, yay! Anyway, we're having an election time. I like to call these erection times, because whether you are a Republican or a Democrat, we're just being screwed by both sides. So let's all bend down and touch our toes, everybody, and touch them, and put your hands in the pockets and back up these politicians who are going to give DREAM Acts to illegal immigrants and real ID. Oh, forget that. We're going to be the people that go into the DMV and have all our information on a database, while these illegals are going to still find a loophole in order to drive, because they're going to get a temporary visa and a temporary license, and then that temporary license will have a legit license like everybody else. It won't say that they're an illegal alien. They're just getting a temporary license, and so they skirt around the laws, and they come here on a visa with their papers, and we have to real ID ourselves to get a passport and everything else. But people coming out from out of the country don't. So what people don't understand is that the Republican Party is full of shit. I love them dearly. I mean, I really love the fact that free market, is about freedom and all that free shit. But, you have Dick Armey sitting there selling all this freedom cakes and freedom crap to the Tea Party people that are just absolutely stupider than shit, who are sitting there saying, well, we really aren't racist. We really support illegal immigrants. And you had Dick Armey saying that illegal immigrants was a civil right, which is actually a Republican view here. It's a UN Council foreign policy right. It's not a U.S. Constitution right. Illegal immigration is not a civil right, Dick Armey. And if you want them in here doing the work for less, you need to pony up some more money for them, because I'm really tired of people getting Dream Acts and getting health care. And at the time, we're going to socialize the health care for everybody else and force them onto this single payer system, which is a bunch of shit. And it's really going to drive the and it's fueled by the industry of just horrible, ruthless people on both sides. Let me explain to you on that one. You drive out the people in the middle class from getting insurance. You put them on Obamacare. You sign them up. You have this three-tier system, very much like the free market system, but at the same time, all the insurance companies are selling out and backing Barack Obama. Even the Republicans are behind closed doors. They're having this like kumbaya moment. They band together. They pass the single payer system. They say, well, we oppose it and we think it's socialized health care. At the same time, they're all profiting as they're keeping the border open and profiting off the illegal immigrants too. So as they do this and have all their little kumbaya handshakes behind closed door and yay, Illuminati, we're sitting there selling out the American public. What this means for you and I is less jobs in the medical profession. It means that, more taxes are going to go up, jobs are going to be lost, people are going to be screwed, and basically you're just going to have more bureaucracy, and basically eventually people are just going to die on that, because we're going to have to ration the care. Just like we ration the college education, and we give Dream Acts to illegal immigrants, and we give jobs to illegal aliens, and we basically globally outsource this freaking country. Welcome, New World Order. And we don't want to talk about that, but you know what that means? Oh, we're just kumbaya, we're all as one. How is that going to benefit us in the United States? It's not. And you can wave your little Tea Party bags all you want and talk about Ron Paul being a conspiracy nut. Mr. Paul does have some logic, but his freedom thing is so far extreme that he looks like a nut job too. What it is that this two-party system is all in sync. And what Ron Paul is doing is throwing the elections so that we can kind of off balance it, so we can push things through even more. And so the Republicans are looking like they have their hands tied behind their back, saying we have to go along with this. And it's all a bunch of shit. It's all fake. It's all prefabricated. People came up with a plan behind closed doors. And of course, if you know anything and you have half a brain, you're going to look like a conspiracy theory nut job. What we don't ever talk about to the people is what happens to the dying middle class when we have the number of stupid people outweighing the smart people. And they procreate and they have more kids and bigger families, and of course they're going to do that because it's for free, and they're going to get free college education and free this and free that. And of course, what happens if they're saying, well, for this state job you have to know Spanish, and they don't teach that in the schools for our kids, and they're bringing these Latinos that are coming here illegally along in 2 languages. It means less for us and more for them, but you can go ahead and court the Latino vote, Jeb. We understand that, that's just really important here, the Latino vote, but you don't understand that the majority of the Latinos is like my Puerto Rican family and the Cuban families that are all legal here and that are not illegal. And the fact is they don't really know about the little scam of and what's behind illegal immigration. So once we get this video out, I'm hoping to educate you folks and knowing that it's all about them cutting into your piece of the pie. So if you're sitting here getting health care right now, it's going to get rationed out. You're going to get a little bit less. If you're getting education, it's going to ration out. You'll get a little less. And if your family's being funded on Obamacare, well, just count your lucky stars that it's being funded, because eventually it won't. Okay, that'll be all.